welcome back to the Remotely Successful series. Brian Liebold. In this new reality of being forced to work from home, the goal of this series is to point you, as a leader, in the right direction. There are more in-depth guides available, and I encourage you to seek them out. What we're trying to do in this series is highlight the important things that you need to consider. Now, if you haven't watched episode 1, Leading from Home, please go check that out. All right, let's be honest, working from home is hard, especially if you did not have the time to prepare and take a strategic approach. So I've worked remotely and led remote teams for years, so let me share some of the things that I've learned specifically around how to stay connected. In this video, let me cover the first piece of technology that you'll need to get in place in order to work effectively as a team. That's video conferencing. Now, if you're an Office 365 subscriber, Microsoft will cover you for this. However, my tool of choice is called Zoom. You can find it at zoom.us, zoom.us, and it will work inside a browser as well. So let's take a look. Now, what you'll see here is the host view. Now, yes, I've got 3 different cameras on me, so I know it's a little bit odd. I apologize for that. But now you see me in the host view. This is called gallery view, and this is the first thing I love about Zoom is you can actually get 49 video feeds on the screen at one time. Compared to something like Microsoft Teams, you can get 4, and if you're doing all the talking, one of those will be you. And that's the second thing I love about working in Zoom is I can actually hide the self view, so now I only see the other 2 cameras, so I don't even have to take up screen space with my own video feed. So for some of you, I'm sure you'll find that a great advantage. Let's switch over to the participant view so you can see what their perspective is. And this is another one of the things that I really like about Zoom is that you can control what the participant sees. So I'm going to click on my screen as the host and select Spotlight Video. And what you'll see on the participant side is that now my video gets very large. Now I can also go in and cancel that, and then the participant can reset their view back to gallery view. So on my side, on the host side, you just select Spotlight View. I'm not going to mute right now, so you'll see it's got a trim around it to let you know. And then I can cancel that Spotlight View, and now it's back to normal for the participant as well. So that's the third thing that I really like about Zoom. There's a lot that I like about it, but this has got to be my favorite feature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the participants window. Okay, and in the participants window, you've got all these options down here. It's a way for the audience to give you feedback about how the meeting is going. Now again, let's switch over to the participant view, and I'll show you what that looks like over here. So I'm going to open that up, and let's say I ask a question. Hey, did you get a good night's sleep last night? And they go ahead and select yes. So you can see on the participant view that there's actually, you see a 1 above the yes, and you can actually see who voted. If I start voting on the other ones, it'll work. Yeah, there you go. So if I start voting on the other ones, you can actually see. Now in the host view, I can reset these, so you'll see them go away. So you see there's options for go faster, go slower. You can even tap more and say, hey, I think I'm ready for a cup of coffee. And so on the host view, you'll be notified of that as well. So this participant feedback is one of the things, probably the thing that I really like the most when it comes to actually using Zoom. So there are all those ways you can control the way the video feed works. You can spotlight and remove that spotlight. The audience participation is there, and you can get up to 49 feeds on one screen. So that is why, for me, Zoom is the tool that I like the most. So that was a short demo of Zoom. Really is my favorite tool for all the reasons that I went through. Wanted to give you a look at the account management piece of it as well. So let's take a look at that. So here you can see I'm in my account where I can schedule upcoming meetings. I can look at any recordings that I have. So this is kind of where everything starts. Wanted to show you plans and pricings real quick, just so you understand. There's a free version, which is unlimited one-to-one meetings. You can host up to 100 participants, And there's a 40-minute limit, however, on group meetings. So you can meet one-on-one for an unlimited amount of time, but in a group meeting, there's a 40-minute limit. Here's the catch though. Right now, they're actually waiving that 40-minute restriction for free accounts. So like I said, this is a tool you can get started using today. There's a pro version, which is the one that I use at $15 a month. And then you can have up to 100 participants, and you can actually use meeting rooms and that sort of thing. I need a lot of people in a call to be able to demonstrate that for you. But there it is. So that's Zoom. Again, my favorite tool, but not the only tool in the market. I'd like to show you two other tools that are viable options for you as well. So the first one is interesting. It's called Whereby. Let me show you what that looks like. So here in Whereby, this is free at this level. I've created a room called Brian Leibold. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into that room. Now I'm on the free account. So in this one, you can actually only have 4 participants. And as it shows you right up here in the upper left, there's 4 participants. So I'm going to go ahead and join from another computer. And so you see I just knocked. So you have security as far as who can get into this room. So you can say see who, which will give you a little preview. Great picture, Brian. And then click let in. And so here we go. Now we've got 2 of us in the same video feed. Works really well. Like I said, you can get up to 4. There's a rudimentary screen sharing. So chat, and also you have the ability to record. So great little tool. Let's talk about the pricing for it for a second. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this room. So free use, 1 user, 1 meeting room. This actually works pretty well, again, up to 4 people. If you've got a small team, it's kind of having a virtual conference room that everybody can just walk into, have a meeting, and then leave. Little different use case than, say, a Zoom or some of the others out there. Now, the Pro version gives you 3 standard meeting rooms, 1 user though, but then the business gives you 10 users, gives you multiple users, admins, and then up to 10 meeting rooms. And that's just $60 a month. There's a whole bunch of other features in there as well when you get to the business plan. But think about this as now having 10 virtual conference rooms that your company can use, that people can go in and out of. You can actually schedule them like resources if you wanted to. But there's a lot of additional features in that business. So that's Whereby. Whereby is a great option for you. I think the cost of it is pretty easy to consume. And again, it's a tool that you can start using right now. So another tool I wanted to show you is from Google. Now, if you have G Suite, which is Google's for-pay email system, it's called Google Meeting. So let me show you where that's at. So here I'm logged into Google in Chrome in my G Suite account. And when I click on Google Apps, I can scroll down and hit Meet. And this takes me right into a meeting where I can start or join a meeting, give it a name, and then I can send out the invitations to it. So Google Meeting works really well. I've been in a lot of meetings with Google Meetings with large companies. Works great. Doesn't have all of the same features that Zoom does, but it's certainly a viable alternative. If you already are on G Suite as a customer, then you get this. Just like if you're on Office 365, you can use Microsoft Teams for the video chat. So great option here. If you have a Gmail account, you also have an option called Google Hangouts. So Google Hangouts has much the same functionality as Google Meeting, so it should do the job for you in the short term. However, from what I'm reading online, Google Hangouts is going to go away come the end of July, and if you're not on one of Google's 4 paid plans, you won't have access to that video tool. So as I said at the beginning, the video conferencing piece is the first piece of technology that you need to get in place in this new work from home environment. I say first because you have to be able to maintain that human connection, not only because you're working from home, but the context in which you're working from home right now. As we talked about in the first video, there's a lot of stress. People are worried about a lot of things. Having that human connection, being able to see each other face to face, critically important for you. So as a leader, explore Zoom, explore Whereby if you've got a very small team, or if you like the virtual meeting room idea, or look at Google if you're on G Suite, or even if you just have Gmail accounts. Lots of good options out there. RingCentral is another one that I've used a little bit, but I'm not that familiar with, but my experience has been good with it, so you can check that out as well. Again, do your research, start with the 3 platforms that I'd mentioned, and get your team seeing each other again. As a leader, it's really important that you help your team maintain that human connection. Well, I hope you found something valuable in this video. If you would like to ask questions or continue the conversation, please hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. I'd love to chat.